So a lot of people think about wealthy kids who grew up with rich parents, and some are envious, and heck, some are even jealous. But I'm gonna tell you about the dark side of having rich parents or a wealthy dad. So my dad was really wealthy when I was a child. He owned a huge house. He would take me to places like really expensive five-star hotels that nowadays probably cost like 3,000, 4,000 a week just to stay there. And that's all fine until you start to become a teenager and you realize that actually you will never ever be able to do this independently. You will never ever have anywhere near the amount of money your father had. And a lot of people, they think about, a lot of people who grew up not wealthy, they think about being able to break out of poverty, and they've got something to strive for. I had nothing to strive for because whatever I would do in my life would never ever live up to the expectation of how my dad, the amount of money my dad had and his success. I will never be able to emulate that because he set the bar so high and he showed me life. This is why I have no incentive because I've already seen it. I've already been to places that most people can't afford. And all I know is if I get a job, it will still never be the enough the amount of money that I need to be able to go to those nice places. My house, for instance, when I was a kid, I will never ever be able to afford that house that my dad bought. Never. You know? He truly lived a life that I will never be able to live. He had a swimming pool, a house. You can't even have a house, bro. Even if you had a good job and your parents weren't wealthy, you won't be able to afford your own house in this day and age. So yeah, there's different types of wealthy kids. There's some wealthy kids that like their parents set everything up for them. My one was kind of like my dad just stopped generating a lot of money and he kind of didn't set up he didn't have a business that I could take over. He didn't have anything. He didn't have like investment, anything like that. He kind of just slowly lost money. Um he's still wealthy, but he's nowhere near as wealthy as he used to be. And yeah, there's no way I could fill those boots. So, I would ask you, like, think about being in my perspective and think, what would be the incentive for me to go out there and say, oh, I want nice things one day, when I will never ever be able to have the things that I used to have growing up or see the things that I used to see.